All right, boys, welcome to Jones Marine Electronics. We're here with Taylor. Taylor, what'd you just pull off?
So we took the NBT 16s off. We're about to put the 18s on here. Just didn't have any 18s in when Ken decided to drop his boat off.
Actually, there was no such thing as an 18 back then.
Yeah, they were just finishing production then, so we didn't have any. So we're about to set him up with the 18s now.
So the 22s were just so large on my boat. I really just, the 16s were plenty big, but the 18s are pretty great looking. So we're going to mount them up and we'll show you what they look like here in just a second. Then we're going to go fishing.
Yep.
All right, so I know we've done this before, but I just want to give a comparison again. So that is a 12-inch Garmin. It's an 8600 series unit. And then that's the 16. And then you see the 18 and the 22. So the 18 is substantially bigger than the 16, which is just crazy. But I mean, you can basically see 4-inch difference, 2-inch difference, then another 4-inch difference. This one is massive, but I just don't want something quite that big on the front of the boat. I really think the 18 is literally just the perfect size. So again, 12, 16, 18, 22, and all of them sort of side by side right there. All right, boys, so there's the setup. We got the 18s up front. And actually what we came over here for was this. And I should have shot a video before we did this because I was having a lot of problems with my little Garmin mounts for my dual live scope moving on me. So I posted a video the other day. This is an NBT mount. And by the way, Taylor had told us that the actual mounts when they come in will be a brushed gray, right?
Yeah, they'll be a dark, like Cerakoted gunmetal, but they'll be brushed, underneath it, and then the Cerakote over the top of it, so they'll be all nice and clean. A little bit darker, so you ain't got to worry about spooking anything with this bright color. But this was just a rush to get some out here to take them, and show you guys what we've got coming here for the best live scope mount solution.
So talk about how you can vary them.
So first thing on your forward mode one here, we got a spacer block here that allows you to drop this thing down to where your deucer is almost like it's barrel mounted here, how Ken's was to begin with, but it's actually not barrel mounted. It's just that low and it's still 0 degree. So you're offset away from the trolling motor. You can still see down below it. You're not getting any blockage here from the trolling motor head, but you got 0 degree going out forward. Getting this as low as possible for, fishing in waves. If you need to raise your trolling motor up because you're shallow, and it doesn't end up here, out of the water, all that kind of stuff. And it lets you drop this perspective one down quite a bit further also. So even though we've got both of them shaft mounted now, this one is still relatively close to the distance, down it was on the stock mount before. So plenty of clearance. That helps cut down on interference. So, you can, when you get this thing down here further away from this one, so even if you, had plenty of water clearance and you're always fishing with a trolling motor this deep in the water, you can loosen this off, move it up a little bit if you think you got a little bit of crosstalk between the two transducers. So you can do that, no problem. Your increments in here are 5 degree clicks. So on both ends, on this end and this end here for the deucer. So if you want to, move this thing up just a hair, all these different notch placements here, I recommend somewhere right about there.
Well, that's
billet
still
knobs also. That's a big thing.
Say that again.
These knobs, this same billet metal, aircraft grade aluminum, just like how the mounts are built. So you don't have to worry about the cracking knobs like we have in the past, because that's a big deal.
And you can crank down on them.
Yeah, you can crank them down. They'll actually, on the production ones in the dead center of them here, they'll have an Allen key in them. That way you can take a big Allen wrench and really crank them down once you get them figured out where you want them for your setup. So again, the clicks, same on this end here. Like you got your set there, you can bump to there, bump to there, bump to there, wherever you want to go to get it adjusted for how you like it. And then same thing for perspective. Biggest thing with that is you don't need to move the deucer as much unless you're planning on fishing down an edge of a bank or under a grass edge. But for this one to be able to be, level, just under level, and then all the way down.
So if you're shooting top of a brush pile, you can really dial it down there.
Yeah, you can get it down where you can fish with perspective mode out over 20 foot of water, whereas with the stock mount, it's very faint because you're not shooting downward enough, because the stock angle is roughly about right there. So shallow water right here, that's what I figured out a lot with mine. I don't use it as much deep, because around here at home we're mainly shallow. So up flat like this, man, seeing around cypress trees, grass mats, stumps, all that kind of stuff, this is the way to go. But then when you get out in that deeper water, you get her down here like this, and it's got the greater angle down to pick up the bottom out around brush piles and things like that.
Very cool. When do you think you'll have the stock ones in?
So right now, from the last thing I heard, which was either yesterday or the day before, I don't remember, I believe we're to the point where everything's cut and made and took care of. It's just getting all the Cerakote finished up and getting them shipped to us. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have stock starting to roll.
Well, I'm here at Jones Marine Electronics. And look who just rolled up. Let's go see what he's getting put on. Hey Tyler, what are you doing to Spencer's boat?
So we're going to add one of our Trident mounts on here for his live scope.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Nice. Taylor and I actually got to do some fishing, but I'm going to save that video, and I'm going to save it for a while because I got to spend about an hour and a half there with Spencer Sheffield. Spencer's a MLF pro, extremely good. A lot of people think one of the best live scope fishermen. And I'm going to show you how he has his boat. He's fishing out of a Blazer. We're going to show you how he has his boat set up. He is running an LVS 34 for his traditional forward imaging, but then he's running the saltwater version, the LVS 62, for his perspective. We're going to let him tell you about his experience of doing that for the last year, and then we also got the Garmin folks on the phone and got a little bit more information about why it's working the way it is, why it's killing crosstalk, and some other stuff that I think you guys are going to find really interesting. So I'm going to post that video Tuesday. I'll just plan to make that next Tuesday's video. And in the meantime, I'm going to show y'all two more little short clips here. Both from Jones. So the first one from Jones, they're trying to blow out some units they've got in stock. So I'm going to show you how they've marked those down and what they're trying to do there. And then I'm going to show you a little bit. You might have seen it on my Instagram video, but I had a little bit of fun. And guys, don't get in a wad over this. The guy who said this did not attack me. He was just commenting on a video. Didn't really bother me a bit. I don't know the guy. I know of him. Obviously, he knows of me. But this is all 100% in fun, just goofing off. So let me show you those two videos now. And we'll be back next week with some really interesting perspective on live scope from Spencer Sheffield. Here we go, guys. All right, guys, so we got some Hummingbirds here that they are ready to move. So tell me what we got going on, Taylor.
All right, so Hummingbird has rebates available right now on the 12s and 15s. What we're going to do here in store, first off, we're going to do 250 off of the Helix 12, Solix 12s, 15 Solix and Helix. So all this stuff here will all apply to that, minus the one Helix 10. But it does have the Hummingbird direct rebates available. So 500 from Hummingbird on the Solix 12s, 15s, Helix 12, 15s, and then 250 from us. So just give us a shout. We're ready to get some of this stuff out here to you guys, and it's a good time to do it. Get into the fall here, get your boat rigged out for next year, get it ready to roll. So that applies whether it's in store or ship out. So just give us a shout on it.
And then you've got finally some NBTs in stock.
Yes, we do. We're back full in stock right now after a little delay. We've got 18s. We got these right here. We got a few more back here in our inventory room. Got 22s and 16s. We got quite a few of them as well. We got a full rack out there of them. So we got that ready to roll. And as always, we keep our Garmin stuff in stock to run with your NBTs. So just give us a shout whenever you get ready. We got it all here, ready to get you ready for 2025.
Hi guys, I'm here at Jones Marine Electronics this morning, and Moonpies called me the other day and said, hey, Randy Blockett's picked up on your Instagram video. If you haven't seen it, I posted an Instagram video at the Classic during the Classic in Oklahoma. Got like 1.6 million views, and the video was specifically about an Icon boat the guys at Jones had set up. And it had something around $60,000 of electronics, everything you could possibly imagine. And Blockett kind of went crazy, he about the cheater boxes and all that stuff, and got thinking about it. I'm kind of old school, so I called the guys here at Jones and I said, guys, I really want to set up that Randy Blockett would approve of, but I want to have the advantages of live scope. So they put their collective brains together, and I think they have come up with the perfect electronic setup on my $100,000 Bass Cat that Randy Blockett will approve of.
check it out.
So we're going with the Mach 1 paper graph on the front deck. So this is all set up here next to my Garmin 4s. Then we're going to go with these Super 60s. And you think, Ken, how are you going to have live scope with the Super 60s? Well, let me show you. What we've done is we've come up with this turret system here at Jones Marine Electronics, where we've got the transducer for one of the Super 60s mounted on there, and I can point that dude wherever I want to point it, and now I can see stuff on one of my Super 60s. We're probably going to set up the other Super 60 in perspective, but we're still trying to work out how I'm going to fish and hold two different turrets at the same time. But I'm hoping Blockit approves my new setup on my Bass Cat. Thanks, guys.